In the heart of Abosi, an Igbo town where the earth was red and the air always smelled of palm oil and roasted maize, market days were sacred. On Eke Day, women rose before dawn, tying wrappers tightly around their waists, balancing heavy basins of produce on their heads. Men led goats by ropes, carried baskets of yams, or pushed wheelbarrows filled with palm wine kegs. The market was alive, drums beating, children running, traders shouting, "Buy my tomatoes, fresh from the farm! Come and taste fish that even the river spirits envy. Ground nuts hot, ground nuts sweet." It was into this buzzing world that a stranger appeared. He was an old man, bent and weary, his wrapper torn in several places, his feet dusty, his slippers almost broken. His beard was white like the harmattan dust, and his eyes, though old, had an unsettling brightness. He walked with a crooked staff, stopping at each stall, not to buy, but to beg. "Biko, my daughter," he said to a woman fanning roasted plantain over hot coals. "Give me one slice to quench my hunger." The woman hissed and waved him away. "Garnihu! Old man, don't disturb me. I am not here to feed beggars." Laughter followed him as he shuffled on. At another stall, he bent low. "My son, may I taste a small piece of fish? Hunger is killing me." The fish seller recoiled in disgust. "Chineke Equela, leave here before your smell chases away my customers." The crowd laughed again. Some even threw sand at him. Yet, the old man only smiled faintly, as though he knew something they did not. At the far end of the market sat Ngozi, a widow, thin and tired, selling just a few tubers of yam and a small calabash of palm oil. She had 3 children and little hope, but her heart was soft. When the old man stopped before her, he did not speak. His eyes only pleaded. Ngozi sighed. "Papa, I have little, but I cannot watch you starve. Take." She broke her only roasted yam into 2, poured some palm oil into a leaf, and gave it to him. The beggar's eyes shone. He took the food slowly, as though it were treasure. "Nwam, you do not know what you have done. The world will remember this kindness." From his ragged bag, he pulled out a small clay pot, cracked at the rim. He pressed it into her hands. "Take this. It may look worthless, but blessings hide in broken things." Before she could speak, he turned and walked away. Though his steps were slow, by the time she looked up, he had vanished into the crowd like mist. Ngozi returned to her mud hut at the edge of the village. Her 3 hungry children ran to her. "Mama, did you bring food?" they cried. She gave them what was left of the yam. As she unpacked, she placed the cracked clay pot in the corner, almost forgetting it. But at midnight, something strange happened. The pot began to glow faintly, humming as though alive. Ngozi sat up in fear, clutching her children. Then, cowries spilled out of the pot, clattering onto the floor. She gasped, thinking she was dreaming. But when she touched them, they were real. By dawn, the cowries had transformed into gold coins, shining like fire under the morning sun. Ngozi wept with joy. Her life changed overnight. She bought food, clothes, goats. She rebuilt her hut into a fine compound with zinc roofing. Her children went to school, well-fed and healthy. The market women who once mocked her now whispered in envy. But every night, the clay pot glowed, whispering softly, "Remember the beggar! Remember the beggar!" Abosi was restless. "How did the poor widow become rich overnight?" they whispered. "Maybe she went to the water spirits." "No, she must have dug up hidden treasure. Or perhaps she is a witch." Jealousy spread like fire. Traders who once chased the beggar now regretted. Mama Ifeoma wailed. "Had I known, I would have given him all my plantain. Now look at me, still suffering." Soon, the elders summoned Ngozi to the Igwe's palace. The palace courtyard filled with villagers. The Igwe sat on a carved throne, red cap on his head, staff in hand. Chiefs lined his sides. "Ngozi," the Igwe said, "your sudden wealth troubles this village. Explain yourself." Ngozi bowed. "Igwe, I have nothing to hide. On Eke market day, a beggar came. I shared my food. He gave me this pot. That night, it brought blessings. That is all. The crowd gasped. Mama Ifeoma shouted, "It is true! The same beggar came to me. Ha! Chineke!" The Igwe ordered the pot brought forward. At first it looked ordinary, but when night fell and the pot glowed, spilling cowries that turned to gold, silence filled the palace. "This is no ordinary thing," the Igwe said gravely. "Perhaps the beggar was not human, but a spirit in disguise. Ngozi, you are blessed for your kindness. But beware, blessings can become curses." Ngozi nodded, though unease stirred in her heart. The village grew restless. Many plotted to find the beggar. Some searched the forests, calling out, "Papa, come and bless me too!" But he never appeared. Others grew bitter. Strange misfortunes began to fall on those who had mocked him. The fish seller's goods rotted overnight. Mama Ifeoma's plantains turned black before dawn. Traders' money disappeared mysteriously. Fear spread. "The beggar has cursed us," they whispered. But still, they envied Ngozi. One night, men broke into her compound, trying to steal the clay pot. As they lifted it, fire leapt out, burning their hands. They fled, screaming. The pot remained, glowing faintly, whispering still, "Remember the beggar. Remember the beggar." Months passed. One morning, Obosi awoke to the sound of cars, sleek, black jeeps rumbling into the village. Dust rose as a convoy entered. From the biggest car stepped a tall man in fine clothes, gold watch on his wrist, shoes shining like glass. He was clearly a billionaire. The villagers gathered, whispering, "Who is this? Maybe he is from Lagos." No. Look at his face. Gasps filled the air. The man's face was the same as the beggar's, only younger, sharper, radiant. He walked straight to Ngozi's compound. "Do you recognize me?" he asked softly. Ngozi trembled. "Papa, the beggar?" He smiled. "Yes, I am Chief Nana, a billionaire. I built my fortune quietly, but I wanted to test hearts, so I came as a beggar. You gave when you had nothing. Others mocked me. Now the world knows who is truly rich, not in pocket, but in spirit." The villagers fell to their knees in shame. Chief Nana donated wealth to the community, schools, boreholes, scholarships. But before leaving, he gave a warning. Kindness opens doors, money cannot. Wealth without kindness is a curse. Treat every stranger well. You do not know which one is a spirit in disguise. He entered his car. The convoy roared away, leaving dust and silence. That night, Ngozi sat by the clay pot. For the first time, it did not glow. It sat silent, cracked, ordinary. But as she drifted to sleep, she heard a faint whisper, "Remember the beggar, remember the beggar." At dawn, the pot was gone. Some say it returned to the billionaire. Others say it vanished into the spirit world. But one thing was certain. Obosi was never the same again. The story of the beggar who was a billionaire spread across Igboland, a tale whispered at moonlit gatherings, warning all who heard it. And even today, when strangers appear at markets, mothers remind their children, the one despised today may be king tomorrow.